Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to a nice Share League match between Bob Ross Fight Club and Dirty Deeds Gaming. No, it's not Bob Ross Fan Club, it's Bob Ross Fight Club. So, just getting the draft going between these two teams. They are both in placement matches. I believe they're both 1-0. I think they both won their placement match last week. But I'm just giving out the draft links, and we should be all good to go here. Oh, hang on, they're asking me something. But just quickly, like every placement match this week, this will be on Sky Temple. But we are just getting this going here. Just have one more link to whisper out. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's see here. Everything. Oh, hang on. One more link to give out. One more little bit of housekeeping before we can focus on the draft. All right, cool. Believe everything's been given out. Believe I've answered all their questions, done everything they're asking of me. So I think we should be good to go here. Just waiting on both teams to hit the ready button on the draft link. So once again, this is Sky Temple. This is a map that heavily favors global mobility. Would expect to see Falstad prioritized here. Maybe Dahaka, maybe Brightwing. Being asked all sorts of information about me. Social Security, mother's maiden name, bank account number. All that, so. These guys seem like fun. So, cool. Alright, so Dirty Deeds is ready. Just waiting on Bob Ross Fight Club to ready up. Bob Ross Fight Club, not Bob Ross Fan Club, not Team Naventic. Okay, and it looks like the draft is underway, so let's go ahead and switch over to that. So, once again, we do see Falstad banned out first. Falstad, heavily favored due to his global presence. And KT, once again banned out in the first round of bans. We saw this last game as well. He really has risen in the meta in the last couple patches. I think people are figuring out how to play with him. You know, he does still have some of his nerfs. Still does have the reduced stun on gravity lapse. Does still have the increased cooldown in Phoenix, but you know, he did have some other changes. People are really figuring him out. But it's going to be Illidan picked up by Bob Ross Fight Club. Illidan can be very scary on this map. He can run around, grab all the camps, other than the boss. But with his ability to basically dive into a fight from across the map, he can be very scary. But it is going to be Thrall and Zagara picked up for Dirty Deeds Gaming. Now, these are two very similar heroes. They are both very good solo laners. A little surprised to see maybe both of them picked up at the same time. But they are still both very solid. I mean, I suppose you could stick Zagara in the bottom lane, you could stick Thrall in the top lane, and then kind of have everyone else take control of mid and probably do a little rotating, a little bit of jungling perhaps. Well, it's going to be Uther picked up very early. Oh, and we see Tyrael picked up as well. Really think they're putting all their eggs in the Illidan basket. So they probably picked up Uther to not only give him protective shield and some very targeted heals, but also divine shields. So Illidan gets to about half health. He can have that D shield. Can really dive on a team, really be aggressive, and really get a lot off in terms of auto attacks, and really get his health up. And then if he really needs even more invulnerability, Tyrael can throw down Sanctification, keep everyone safe, and allow Illidan to be aggressive and get his health up. Wonder if we'll also see Tassadar as well. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. D-Shield and Sanctification, that's invulnerability on top of invulnerability, so that can be very scary. But Li Ming is going to be banned out for Dirty Deeds Gaming, if I could speak. And then it's going to be Muradin banned out by Bob Ross Fight Club. Muradin is one of the more effective counters to Illidan. Not only can he stun him out for a very long time and stop all of his healing and basically aggression, but his W can also slow down his auto attacks. And if Illidan is attacking more slowly, he's healing more slowly. Has far less in terms of sustainability. So I can definitely understand Muradin being a concern. But Dahaka is picked up by Dirty Deeds Gaming. So Dahaka, he's really good on this map. He does have the ability to basically burrow into any bush on the map. So he can really be aggressive in terms of his soaking. Aggressive soaking. But I mean, after a fight, he can burrow to one of the faraway lanes, soak minions from there, soak XP there. And he can do the same. When a temple fight comes up, he can easily burrow in at perhaps a very inopportune time and really disrupt that fight. But it's going to be Rhaegar, picked up by Dirty Deeds Gaming, so it's going to be their support. Still a very strong support. I think Tyrande has eclipsed him in terms of win percentage on Hutslogs. But I think that's more due to her buffs. So they made Starfall better for her, which I think is good if she's a secondary support. She's not forced to always take Shadowstalk. But it's going to be Vala picked up for Bob Ross Fight Club. I'd expect to see another warrior in addition to Tyrael. It's a little bit squishy in terms of a frontline tank. Maybe ETC perhaps. I'm thinking ETC. That's gonna be my guess. I think a big mosh pit with followed up by Divine Shield, allowing Tyrael, Vala, and Illidan to just go complete ham. Could be very devastating. Oh, but it's going to be Anub'arak. Ooh, interesting. So they kind of have two very squishy frontliners in Tyrael and Anub, but they could be looking to remove someone from the fight, possibly Dahaka, possibly Rhaegar, and then really attack the squishies with Illidan and Vala, possibly Tyrael. If he doesn't go Sanctification, if he goes Judgment, I mean they'll really have the ability to pick people off. But Anub'arak, I like it. That's, he's one of my favorite heroes, but definitely not all that strong. He's just so weak. Like, he just doesn't have the life to stay alive. They recently buffed his shield, but not enough in my opinion. But it is going to be Diablo to round out the picks for Dirty Deeds Gaming. Not sure if they have enough in terms of damage. Thrall is technically an assassin, but kind of more of a bruiser. And Zagara can definitely put out some damage, but most of her abilities are good for lane pushing and kind of bullying people out of lanes. So interesting picks. So I'm really digging the Anub'arak pick. I'm going to be curious to see if that works out. I hope it does, but we shall see. But just waiting on everyone to ready up here. Yeah, I really think they're going to try and isolate people using Cocoon with a noob, and then use Illidan to really be aggressive at everyone outside of it. They could probably put Rhaegar inside the cocoon, and then really hurt the ability of the team to heal and deal with the onslaught that's going to come their way. But anyway, oops, no, we don't want this. We want the game state. There we go. Believe I have the right one picked out. But it is going to be the Captain Drodid on Illidan, Hoss on Uther, Vikuri on Vala, Folden, yeah, on Tyrael, and Hikarimj on Anub'arak. It looks like he is a Heroes of the Dorm participant, so cool. But it is going to be the Captain Adrenaline on Dahaka, Darkseid on Thrall, Drazaga on Rhaegar, Nomak on Diablo, and Saint of Sins on Zagara. The call of have fun being called out by Uther. So you're curious to see what kind of build Vala is going to go. You usually tell from her level 1 talent, which has not been picked yet.
The temple opens in 10.
But it's looking like we're going to see Thrall take the top lane.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your battle begin.
But it's not going to be any. There's not going to be any fight over the temple on the side of Bob Ross Fight Club. Instead, it looks like they're looking to gank Zagara, and they are going to get her. She is going to be picked off very quickly. Yeah, the Watchtower not going to show any ganks coming in on the bottom lane, so Zagara going to have to be very careful. And it looks like Uther and Anub, they're thinking about doing it again. They're not done. But it's going to be Tyrael rotating to the top lane, Vala in the middle lane. And then, on gank control is going to be Uther and Anub, and they're going to pick off Dahaka. Yeah, the one who collects essence has not collected enough essence yet. And he is going to fall. So, it's looking like this is going to be a constant theme. Uther and Anub'arak just roaming and ganking. Just really putting the fear of the paladin and the beetle. Putting the fear of anyone going out into the lane even at all. Look at this! Zagara barely went a third of the way into the lane and just immediately gets ganked. And so far that is 3-0 in terms of kills. And in addition, we see the top temple being picked up by Bob Ross Fight Club. Tyrael in some trouble, might have to use his Eldrin's Might to get out of there, and he does. Not sure it's going to be enough. But now it is. Uther shows up just in time to give him a heal. And Rhaegar is going to fall. So the aggressive play to pick up Tyrael really backfired. And Thrall is going to fall, and Dahaka is going to fall. So far, that is a 3-for-0 trade up here at the top temple. So things really going rough so far. And meanwhile, we see control of both temples picked up by Bob Ross Fight Club. Bob Ross Fight Club showing they came here to fight today. Already up 6-0 in terms of kills. And they're also up 6-4 in terms of levels. So already a pretty commanding lead from the start of the game. And Drodid decided he's not done. He wants to try and pick someone else off. But no, he goes in, walks away, and Anub is going to fall. So the first kill of the game is going to go over for Dirty Deeds Gaming. And unfortunately, they weren't in time to capture the last few shots of the temple. Those are going to go in favor of Bob Ross Fight Club. And very quickly, we see Bob Ross Fight Club get back into position to soak. Whereas we see a four-man squad pick up the Bruiser camp for Dirty Deeds Gaming. By doing that, they're ensuring that at least 2 lanes don't have anybody in them, which means they're going to be missing out on soak, and they're going to fall even more behind. Already down 2 full levels and a talent tier. And meanwhile, we see an invasion of the siege camp by Barbaros Fight Club. Nomak is in danger of falling, and he does. So yet another pick for Barbaros Fight Club, and the reward for that, not only the XP, not only the kill, but the Siege Giants are going to go in their favor as well. And this is in addition to the Siege Giants that they already picked up on their side of the map, so this poor bottom lane, this poor Zagara down here, really having a tough time, really getting her teeth kicked in down here. Although Zagara, being a Broodmother, don't think she has teeth, but if she did, they would be kicked in. So now we see Dirty Deeds Gaming looking to. They may have decided that Anub is probably the weak one on the team. It's the only one they've been able to pick off so far, but despite the aggressive combo from Diablo and Dahaka, which I really liked, it was the overpower into Shadow Charge, into Drag. Despite all that, still could not pick off Anub. But we see control of the we see the bottom temple coming up, and perfectly timed. We see the Bruiser camp being picked up by Barbaros Fight Club. So because they picked this up right before the shrine came up, Dirty Deeds Gaming, they have to ask themselves, do we want to deal with the camp, or do we want to try and contest the temple and let the camp push? And it looks like they're going to control the bottom temple for the time being. Now, the time is certainly against them. They're down 2 levels and not a talent tier, but level 10 is about to be reached for Barbaros Fight Club. And when it is, Dirty Deeds Gaming is going to be in a lot of trouble. Level 10 is reached. We immediately see Reign of Vengeance come down along with Sanctification. And just immediately, as soon as level 10 is reached, 3 kills in favor of Barbaros Fight Club. So not only are they going to get the lion's share of the shots on the temple down here, they're also going to get this bottom fort here. They're also going to get the top fort, because this Bruiser camp has been pushing and has not been cleaned up, although finally goes down to the minion wave. But this top fort is out of ammo, so Thrall going to have to come up here to deal with it. But already 6.5 minutes into the game, and we're seeing the boss picked up by Haas and the rest of his team. And it is going to be picked up. It's going to be pretty weak this early in the game. It's probably not going to get a lot done, but immediate hunt goes down by Dreaded onto Dahaka. He's forced to use his burrow. And yeah, he is going to fall. So they're choosing to try and push this bottom keep in with the boss. It's already a 5-on-4, but a great pickup by Diablo. Picks up Uther over the wall, but a great save by Folden. I believe he uses Eldruin's Might to go in, cast Sanctification, keep Uther alive. Reign of Vengeance comes down, hits 3. Zagara is going to fall. Diablo going to fall as well, or is he? No, I think Diablo is going to get away. The totem from Rhaegar, I take it back. He did fall, but the totem from Rhaegar did keep him alive for just a little bit longer. But Rhaegar fell in addition to the Diablo. So this bottom keep has already fallen. The boss has half health. Like, if they weren't so low, they could have thought about ending the game 8 minutes in, which is absolutely crazy. But they're going to pull back and pick up the siege camp. And I imagine probably going to rotate over and get their own. I think Illidan will probably do that, which is something he can do. So the bottom keep has already fallen. This middle fort, incredibly weak. This top fort, also incredibly weak. Both of these are probably going to go down as a result of these temples being picked up. Now we see Tyrael in control of the middle temple. It's not being too, they're probably going to have to give that up. This is a 3-on-5, or 4-on-5 at the top, but a great sanctification. Illidan comes in from the bottom temple, and suddenly what was a 5-on-4 is now a 5-on-5. And being down a whole talent tier at many levels is going to mean that Dirty Deeds Gaming is not going to come out on the right side of that. And Barbaros Fight Club, they want to end right now. We're not even 10 minutes into this game, and they want to end the game. Diablo is going to fall. He does not have enough souls to come right back, so I don't think this is going to be the end. Anubis fallen. They're Barbaros Fight Club. They're going to have to pull back. I take it back. Maybe not. I don't think Illidan can. Oh, Zagara falls, but Tyrael holding on by a thread, but he falls. But the rest of I was gonna say the rest of Dirty Deeds Gaming is so low that the Archangel's Wrath from Tyrael might finish them off, but unfortunately for Barbaros Fight Club, I ain't able to do that. So maybe a little bit overzealous on their part. So 4 of them ended up falling. Only Uther managed to survive that core attempt. And just like that, Dirty Deeds Gaming, a little bit back into this. They're about to be on the same talent tier and probably end up controlling most of these 2 temples. I take it back. Anu managed to bully off Dahaka off of this middle temple. But despite Anu being alone up there, Dahaka and Zagara not contesting that. But Uther, by the way, Uther who picked Divine Storm, not Divine Shield. I guess they're getting the invulnerability from Tyrael. But Diablo ends up falling, Rhaegar ends up falling, Dahaka ends up falling, and poor Thrall on Darkside on Thrall has nowhere to run, and he gets picked off as well. So that is a 3-for-0 trade in terms of Barbaros Fight Club. So maybe they were a little overzealous in pushing the core before, but just like that, they're back on top. Momentum is once again in their favor.
You have stolen enough of my temple's power.
So they're threatening core, which seems a little crazy to me.
Red team's core.
But yeah, a big hunt goes down by Drotted. Not going to end up picking off Zagara. It's so close to Hall of Storms, but wow, Diablo ends up falling. Thrall ends up falling. Now, Illidan has almost no life, but Rhaegar ends up falling. I think this is going to be game. I think they were like, you know what, maybe we were a little bit aggressive before, but this time we've got it. Yeah, with 3 down, that's going to be game. Wow, a really dominant performance by Barbaros Fight Club. They came here to fight, and a fight they got. A fight they brought. So yeah, wow. I mean, very commanding performance by Barbaros Fight Club. Yeah, let's go ahead. That's not what we want. This is what we want. But yeah, I mean, just really aggressive plays on their part. I mean, once Illidan gets like a big lead, once he gets a few levels on you, he has the additional stats, has the ability to sustain, really hunt people down. It's a nightmare. Certain characters, once they get a level lead on you, it's very difficult to recover. Li Ming, one of them, Illidan, one of them. But just really dominant performance all around by Barbaros Fight Club. Don't know if there's much more to say than that. I do want to answer a couple questions that I'm seeing in the chat. So let's see here. Balrog is asking. Let's see here. He was asking. Some of these matches are best of 3 and others are only 1. The best of 3 matches are only for pro matches. That's only for the pro division. So this was a placement match. And so all placement matches and Division 1, 2, and 3 are only 1-game sets. And let's see here. Does the 35 and 21 numbers, besides the team name, mean anything? Yeah, I'm not totally sure on that either. I think that's their rank within the current division. So I think as the season goes on, we'll start to see those numbers. Yeah, the better teams though will kind of pull away from the lower teams in the division, and they'll be ranked higher. But I mean, early on, everyone kind of starts off at an even MMR, even ranking. So those numbers, I don't think the first few weeks will mean a whole hell of a lot, but by the time we get towards the middle and end of the season, those numbers should have a lot more meaning. But let's see here. Anything else? Anything else? I guess that's it. But yeah, I mean, once again, congratulations to Bob Ross Fight Club. Very dominant performance. And I would expect him to probably place in the Pro Division, probably. I mean, that looked really good. Very dominant performance. But that is going to do it for me for tonight. I believe we'll be back tomorrow with some more cheer league matches. Not sure what I'll be casting, but it's been 2 matches a night every day of the week for the first 2 weeks here of the season. So I imagine I'll be back tomorrow night. But I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the match. Hope you find that entertaining. I will hope to see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.